Have you ever felt like someone loves you, only to later realize it was all an act? You may have been manipulated, deceived, or played without even knowing it. The truth is, there's a dark psychology at work when someone pretends to care about you. They might be using you for something else. And guess what? The signs are hidden in plain sight. You know how to spot them. In this video, we're diving deep into the dark side of love. Stay tuned, because what you're about to learn will change how you see the people closest to you forever. Love is supposed to be one of the purest connections people can share. But what if the affection someone shows you isn't real? What if they're pretending, masking their true intentions with acts of kindness, affection, or seemingly deep connection? The truth is, many people wear the mask of love to manipulate or control others. Think about it. How often have you seen someone act overly affectionate, only to pull away when you needed them most? Or have you been swept up in a whirlwind romance, only to find yourself questioning their sincerity? These emotional traps are more common than we'd like to admit. When someone pretends to love you, their motives are hidden behind a carefully constructed facade. But why? Maybe they want power. Maybe they want something from you. Or maybe they don't even realize they're doing it. But here's the kicker. Love can be a weapon, and people who know how to wield it can make you believe anything. Their affection becomes a tool to get closer to their goal, whether that's control, validation, or even resources. The worst part, we often don't see the sign until it's too late. And by then, we've invested too much emotionally to walk away easily. But you can spot these patterns. In this video, we break down the psychological signs that someone might be pretending to love you and why you need to take a closer look before it's too late. Let's start with something simple but powerful. Emotional inconsistency. People who pretend to love you often have an unpredictable emotional landscape. One moment they're warm and affectionate, the next they're distant and cold. This unpredictability keeps you on your toes, wondering if you did something wrong. The problem is, you didn't. They're just playing emotional games. Think about this. Have you ever been with someone who gives you just enough attention to keep you hooked, but never fully commits? Maybe they text you late at night, or show up in your life when they need validation or attention. But when you need them most, they're nowhere to be found. This is breadcrumbing, a psychological tactic that keeps you emotionally invested with the bare minimum effort. Here's another sign. They make you feel guilty for questioning their motives. They may use your doubts against you, telling you that if you truly loved them, you wouldn't be so suspicious. They might even accuse you of being paranoid or insecure. This is a form of gaslighting manipulation tactics that causes you to second-guess your own reality and makes you feel like you read the one in the wrong for having concerns. The problem with gaslighting is that it erodes your self-trust, making you more susceptible to manipulation. They mirror you. Sounds harmless, right? Not when it's used for manipulation. A person who's pretending to love you will often mirror your behavior, emotions, and even speech patterns. This is a psychological technique called mirroring, and it's used to create a false sense of familiarity and connection. The more they reflect your actions, the more you'll feel drawn to them. You'll think, wow, they're just like me. But in reality, they're just reflecting whatever you want to see to keep you hooked. Then there's the lack of reciprocity. Real love is a two-way street. But when someone is pretending, you'll notice they're not emotionally available when you need them. You're constantly giving, but they're not offering the same energy in return. It's a one-sided relationship, and while you may think they'll change, they're only taking more and more. All of these signs have one thing in common. They make you feel like something is off, but you're not sure what. It's like a puzzle, and every time you try to piece it together, you realize there's a missing piece. And the longer you stay in the game, the harder it becomes to get out. Here's the darkest twist. They might not even know they're doing it. Yes, you heard that right. Sometimes, people who pretend to love you aren't even aware of the psychological tactics they were using. They've been conditioned by their own past experiences, traumas, and manipulative relationships to treat affection as a form of power rather than a genuine connection. This is where it gets even more insidious. The line between true love and manipulation can become so blurry that even the person doing it might genuinely believe they're in love with you. This is a form of unconscious manipulation, where they learned how to get what they want by emotionally hooking others. But they don't even recognize the damage they're causing. This can happen when someone's past was filled with instability or emotional neglect. Maybe they grew up in a home where affection was conditional, and now As adults, they struggle to form healthy, genuine relationships. Instead, they use love to fill the void in their own lives, and they end up projecting their insecurities onto you. At this point, you might be thinking, but how can I trust my own judgment anymore? That's the trap. When you're dealing with someone who's pretending to love you, everything becomes a mind game. You question your worth, your actions, and your perception of reality. They leave you second-guessing whether the affection you receive is even real. And that's when you realize you've been emotionally manipulated, not because they set out to hurt you, but because they don't know any other way to connect. So, what can you do about it? How do you protect yourself from people who are pretending to love you, and how do you know if you've fallen into this emotional trap? First, trust your gut. Your intuition is your first line of defense against emotional manipulation. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't ignore red flags just because you want to believe the best in someone. Second, learn to set boundaries. Healthy relationships are built on respect, not manipulation. If someone can't respect your boundaries, or if they try to guilt you into compromising them, that's a massive warning sign. Next, pay attention to consistency. Real love is consistent both in words and actions. If someone's love feels like an emotional roller coaster, that's a sign they may be using you as a pawn in their own game. Finally, practice self-love. The more secure you are in your own worth, the less likely you are to fall for someone's fake affection. Cultivate your own emotional strength and stop seeking validation from people who don't offer it freely. At the end of the day, remember this: love is a choice, not a manipulation tactic. If someone truly cares about you, their actions will speak louder than their words. And if someone is pretending to love you, you have the power to walk away. So, ask yourself this: are you really being loved, or are you just being used? What will you do with the truth? If this video opened your eyes, share it with someone you care about, because no one should be caught in the trap of fake love. Drop a comment below with your experiences or thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the dark psychology that shapes our lives.